Stranger Things: The First Shadow is canon to the TV show and will tie into season 5 in a big way. So if you haven't had a chance to see the Broadway show, here's a recap to catch you up. The play starts in 1943. A government ship involved in some wild experiments gets transported to a place known as Dimension X, which is where we see Henry get sent by 11 in season 4. All the crew get killed by a Demogorgon except for one man, the father of Dr. Martin Brenner. He returns from Dimension X incredibly injured, sick, and with a new blood type, and tells Brenner everything that happened. After this, Dr. Brenner vows to solve the mystery behind Dimension X. But one of his scientists was a Russian spy who ran away with mind flayer particles that had been extracted from Brenner's father. The spy gets to a cave and mysteriously dies, and the particles get found by young Henry Creel. Particles enter Henry and take him to Dimension X for 12 hours. While in Dimension X, Henry encounters the mind flayer and returns to the regular world with a unique blood type, his personality completely changed, and psychokinetic powers. After an incident where he horribly injures another boy, Henry's family moves to Hawkins, Indiana, where Henry meets Jim Hopper, Bob Newby, his adoptive sister Patty, and Joyce Maldonado, who later becomes Joyce Byers. Henry and Patty become romantically involved with one another. She eventually finds out about his powers but continues to accept him for who he is. But Henry starts wrestling with the urge to kill under the influence of the mind flayer and starts killing different animals and pets in town. Bob, Joyce, and Jim all start to investigate and at first peg Henry as the culprit, but eventually think it was his father, Victor. Patty convinces Henry to use his powers to help her find her birth mother, and while doing this, Patty's dad walks in and Henry, under the influence of the mind flayer, attacks and almost kills Mr. Newby, but Patty snaps him out of it. Now, Henry's mom, Virginia, is terrified of her son and she sends him to Dr. Martin Brenner, where Brenner experiments and studies Henry and discovers that every time Henry kills, he absorbs the life force of his victim and gets stronger. Because of this, Brenner wants Henry to kill a prisoner, thinking it'll make him strong enough to open a portal to Dimension X, but Henry can't bring himself to do it. Brenner decides it's Henry's love for Patty that makes him weak, so he taunts Henry, which gets him angry and causes him to kill not only the prisoner, but a couple of guards. Henry leaves the lab, and once back home, he reads his mom's mind and learns that she made a deal with Dr. Brenner to send Henry back to Hawkins' lab forever, and even gave him info about Patty. So he gives in to the mind flayer and kills his mother and sister, which his father Victor gets blamed for, in large part because of Hop, Joyce, and Bob's investigations. Henry heads to the school, where he meets with Patty atop the stage rafters during a school play, and Brenner shows up to try to turn Patty against him and convince Henry to give in to the mind flayer. Henry tries to fight this, but the mind flayer once again takes over, and Henry throws Patty off the rafters, which puts her in critical condition, and Brenner takes Henry back to Hawkins' lab. Then we fast forward a few years and see that Henry is restricted by Brenner, and that Brenner has transfused some of Henry's blood into other test subjects to transfer his powers to them. And one of those test subjects is none other than 11. And that's where the first shadow ends.